Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LPL matchup.
Of the Smolder, it just has come through just as a champion, which is okay at following up on some big engage compositions later on with that big ultimate. Doesn't really give much lane presence though.
Flash on forwards, gets the root, leave in danger, has to flash away. The autos afterwards doing so much work, and first blood comes on down. Smolder punished in the blink of an eye.
Okay, so that is yeah, leaving stage right very, very quickly. I like my corky shaken, not stirred. Xiaohao is going to be going to... no, not Xiaohao is going towards... Look, no, shut up. Okay, Xiaohao's going towards bot lane.
The name's Dive, James Dive. Leave another day. They make it a 1-for-1. I'm out of James Bond puns, but I don't think they're out of damage. The Ashe comes on through with the ult. But Wink will blink and fall apart in the bot lane.
With two kills, they can afford themselves an entire gold finger at this point. They picked up about 600 from the kills. They get to get themselves plates as well. Bow. Yeah, it does feel like EDG. They will find themselves, sadly, a moment to reflect. Maybe they can find themselves a quantum of solace in this moment. They'll definitely need it after this awful early game.
Look, they went to the Casino Royale. They gambled and they lost. You know, that was a bad flip. They put it all on red.
Yeah, and now with the cloud going down as well, it really is a literal sky falling as well. So is the cloud.
My God.
But Ransom. It's EDG. No contest there. He's just there kind of battle warding it out, playing his own bit of Safari League of Legends, and seeing that the wildlife is there. It is there. Vikler is on the weak side. He has a big one, so he can clear out a little bit. Vili won't get himself access to like a big turret plate. This dragon's going down fine. Worth noting, by the way, that sadly they can't capitalize, and now RA, they can potentially look for an early soul point. They're going to get themselves towards this tower, which will share gold between Vikler and Xiaohao, of course. I think Xiaohao getting gold is important. He's gone for the Merc Treads, which makes it harder to engage onto him with something like the Lily of Sleep. I think that makes sense, because if you get hit by a random Swell Seed, the game gets online. He's on, what, 133 stacks right now, if I spy that little number correctly. And EDG will be waiting for that to take over to 225.
Hook now onto the Rel. Flash on forward, straight onto the Lily, who now get the turnaround as Rel goes in with a Magnet Storm, and down goes Nautilus. Wink now in danger as Asum begins to free fight, but Kryan's already done the work. They will now lose the Rel. The turnaround onto Kryan is huge as the plants come on forwards. Asum gets 2, nearly at Meganar. The arrow onto Solo Kill, who finally turns up to a play despite this gold lead from the individual lane being pretty monumental. It ends up being a 2-for-2.
But with the health bars being so low, I think EDG get themselves the dragon after this point, potentially. All the same, the start of that fight was just throwing himself into the fray, which ends up giving the opening to EDG.
Fair to assume there, they'll play a very clean fight. It's now at 4-0-1. Decide on the Phantom Dancer over the Flicker Blades. What's some debate about it? Back to the dragon we go. Down about 2,000 HP, could be in Smite Steel range, and it is! In comes the mother from Smolder to do some work. Solo having to back away. The damage, though, already monumental onto the backline. It's a 1-for-2 in favor of EDG so far, but all out goes the side of Xiaoxu and gets at least one back, but Kryan so damaging. Assume trading out with the Phantom Dancer. Not quite enough. There's everybody dead but one on either side.
Once again, RA end up high enough cooldown to make sure that he can keep wave clearing. But that was one of the things that was nerfed about him. You can't do it every wave right now, so it is going to be that mid lane turret finally falling. That's the nerf to Smolder, which we saw from the previous...
Dragon that is started up by EDG.
Yeah, it's just another bad arrow from Asum. He's not been accurate this game. He's been on a good run of form, but these arrows are really not helping. Hawkshot comes through to give some vision of the battlefield. UAV deployed. RA, can they find themselves engaged? Vikler's not even here. He's not here in time.
No, but it'll still be a Smite contest taken by the Zyra. That's so point. Smolder fires out the ultimate. Jway getting burned down, about to get popped. Leave gets that one, but it's a 1-for-1. Now Leave's in danger, has to flash himself. So many slows, though. Needs to try and get over the wall. Doesn't have the flight, and a flash on him from Corki guns down the dragon.
Okay, this is the green light for RA. You've killed 2 members. You need to get the Baron right now. You have a Zyra. You can gun this down. If they get the Baron, I think they can accelerate the game again to the point where EDG can't stand up and fight. Leave couldn't get over that wall in time. This should be the game-breaking moment unless EDG have something to say in the 3v4. I don't think they can, though. Solo Kill can teleport in and see if he can contest with the Mega Gnar.
Xiaoshu took the Blast Cone out, found an easy action for Jeju, who doesn't have Flash, who couldn't come over the wall, down to 3,000 HP. They need to keep the Lilia out of the pit. Down goes Baron. Solo Kill coming for a flank. It's going to be slowed down by the volley, making it very hard. Cryin also slowed down by the Rylite, and Solo Kill split off, goes down. Into the backline goes Xiaoshu, who murders Cryin with a Q3 from the gods, and Toppo, 3 strikes and you're out. Wink going over the wall and flashing out after the crash down. No horse available. It is a charge of the Light Brigade from EDG into the cannons around Baron, but they don't win that fight.
Jue is now back on the board as well, potentially looking for a hook forwards with Cryin and Solo Kill dead. RA, it felt like they'd stalled out, that maybe they'd not had the speed to get away from this Smolder, but now suddenly with 8 kills on a suit. This side means that there's no way you can play a fight and retreat around that Smolder, and RA just pick him off.
Flap, flap, flap to get the kill on Jue, and that's all well and good, but we'll talk about that in a second. As Cryin, well, it's all over but for his namesake. He is in a 3v1 and swiftly goes down.
When you die trying to defend against a Baron buff, it makes things that much worse, because now there's no one here to wave play through this bot side. You don't have that Lucian, who is so much of the damage here from EDG. That's going to be an inner turret. I'd imagine this might even be the full inhibitor with a full minute left on the Baron buff. They do have themselves a hook to look for from Nautilus, even if the ults aren't there from Assume.
Get a little dicey to manage. Inhibitor turret under siege. Already the damage is getting pretty huge. This Ashe in particular, we've called it out already. Smolder calls him mum again, but look, this isn't the PTA. You don't have that much power here.
Just imagining fucking theatered under the around side lane pressure from Solo Kill. You can see what happens when Cryin pushed up like that before. It's quite hard to play around this. Arrow missing again, but not really going to be that much to play around here. The arrows have been missing quite a lot from Assume.
Yeah, going for relatively long-range attempts that haven't really worked out. They will get this tier 2, which was a bounty. Solo Kill in danger, nearly at Mega. We'll be able to hop away. The culling as well as a relative.
Again, just running out of presence on the map. They're stalling as best they can. They get 3 items onto Cryin, but, you know, Vikla is now, after Vikla had some pretty poor team fights before, this is now still 2,500 gold up with almost... Baron started up. Jeje still in the area. Can Jue stop him getting into the pit? They'll have that flash. They'll have themselves the Smolder ultimate in range to try and fire over the wall.
Smolder summons the ultimate. Lee beginning to free fire. Damage though. Wink. Just taken out before he can get that much done. Was looking for an engage that could not be found. The tier 2 on the bot side is secured by Solo Kill, and that's something. All the while, not really getting Baron either at RA, so they're okay with this,
They lose themselves that turret. Victor's coming down, he has teleport, and also Jue has the War Mugs, which means he doesn't have to reset. He can stick around that Baron if they want, so we'll see whether RA just rinse and repeat. There's no Smolder ultimate this time to throw over the wall. We said that's a big part of the over-the-wall combo, and it starts again.
Jeje has flash still. It's a known quantity, but down to 6,000 HP. Cryin to half HP himself as Vikla. It's burned out by Lee, who flaps out. Oh! Jeje gets in! He steals the Baron, gets a lilting lullaby, will fall down, but RA mess up, and that gives them all the time in the world.
All the EDG fans out there say, Jeje steals the Baron, does lose his flash, but that's completely fine. Ends up getting himself a huge victory there for EDG, almost even with Lee. Jue not quite able to find the engage.
Looking for it, but the flap is quick enough at this point with all the stacks to save.
Oh,
the arrow is
miss.
poor. I mean, it was blind, don't get me wrong, there were no wards, but it still goes wrong. Xiao has to get over the wall, gets out from the Smolder ultimate. Mom again called in with his lungs, and will go straight towards shoving through mid lane. There's a Q coming through. Q over the wall from Xiaoshu. Gets leave. Smolder's down. Glory from the top lane of RA, who are the rarest atoms of all. Gold is valuable, but they are just better in this one. It's a man-made victory from the top lane.
Gold is temporary, Xiaoshu is forever for RA. They will march down to the base after slaughtering EDG in the late game. The Smolder could not carry the game because the Smolder was caught, and EDG will, just like their AD carry, leave this game in tears.
I cannot believe it. Xiaoshu might just have earned an MVP for the most incredibly clutch Untofo Strikes Part 3 I have seen in my life. Pulls Smolder over the wall and pulls RA over the line. They are the Game 1 victors.
It takes a monument.
These were the best highlights from today's LPL matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say okay. See you on the next one.